Hey guys, welcome back. My name is Sam and this is Sam's Garden Project. So it's been a bit warm here in Melbourne. We've had a few days of in the low 30°C range. So I haven't been able to do too much out in the garden. Thank you, Alice. I have been stressing a little bit trying to get some uni assignments done. So I've been inside studying, working on some assignments, and I haven't really been doing any outside jobs other than just feeding the chickens and cooking the eggs. What I have done, however, is I received a cardboard box full of seedlings from Bunnings that were not on clearance, but they were just end of line, end of season kind of seedlings that weren't looking too good. I'll put a picture in the video, and I've planted them out in the garden. Some of them have survived, some haven't. Some chilies, pumpkins, some beans, lettuces have died, just a few things. So I'll show you where I put them. I'll also show you the seeds that we planted about 2 weeks ago. That's when my last video was uploaded. I know it's been a while, but about 2 weeks growth on the seeds. They've all germinated, they've all sprouted. If you watch that video, you'd know that some of the seeds were like a couple years out of date. They're all expired 2022, 2019, but they've all germinated. So that goes to show that just because it's old seed or it says expired doesn't mean it's not going to grow. So they're going along well. After this weekend, or maybe on the weekend, I'm not sure, today's Friday, the weather cools down a bit, so it gets to mid-20s, low 20s. So I'll probably plant them all out and get the garden ready for winter growing. So first of all, just give you a bit of an overview. Everything looks the same, just some things are looking more worse than normal. Cucumbers are dead, tomatoes are pretty much done as well, so we can rip them out soon. I'm not going to do anything today because it's hot today as well. But I'll just give you a bit of an overview of what the garden looks like at the moment. So the pumpkin is struggling a bit. Not as big as other years. Like this is end of February, and this is what the pumpkin looks like. So you can kind of tell the type of weather we've had. Inconsistent, some cold days. I do have 2 butternuts though, which I'm really happy about. I'm going to protect them with my life because they're the only 2 pollinated butternuts pumpkins that I've got. We've got some beans. These are some beans in this section here. These are the ones that I got from the clearance seedlings, the free seedlings, and they're yellow. They're like yellow butter beans or something like that. So there's a few there. These are my old green beans, but they're looking really like gross. I've harvested some the other day for dinner, but these are probably ready to be pulled out and freshen up the bed. Chickens are doing well. They're still laying every day, but their feathers are starting to be a bit ruffled, but they've been contained in their chicken coop because it's been hot first of all, and also I don't want them to dig up the plants when they're starting to produce, or the little seedlings that I planted out. In here, I'm a bit disappointed with this bed. This is where we did a video probably a month ago, or at least a month ago. With some seeds, and none of them sprouted. So all those carrot seeds and onions, and the only thing that sprouted were beetroot and radishes at the back there, and beetroot down the end. None of the carrots or anything else grew. So what I did was I planted some cauliflower. These are from the free seedlings that I got, and this is the mesh that we put over the top, the netting. It just protects it from the white butterflies, which are flying around everywhere at the moment. In here we've got some pumpkins. I'm not sure of the variety, but they probably won't grow either. Same here. Pumpkin or like squash of some sort. No harm in planting them, just to see what happens. This is my second lot of zucchini. Move my head. Zucchini, I've just protected them from the birds a little bit, because the birds love scratching around and digging the soil. And then my original zucchini, doing okay, nothing to harvest at the moment, but it's got some fruit and some female flowers on there, which is good. So over here is the chili and capsicum and jalapeno bed, and I planted some chilies that were part of the free seedlings that I got. The Carolina Reaper ones are just starting to flower now. I'm not sure how many we'll get, but it's good that they're flowering. Got some jalapenos in there at the back as well. Some are turning red, This is jalapenos. It's interesting seeing what they are pollinated with, because this one looks like a bit of a capsicum, the shape, and then these ones are very pointed, where normal jalapenos are kind of like a green, like that shape and green, and then as they ripen they turn red, but different characteristics depending on what they were pollinated with. Over here, the capsicums, they're doing okay. They've got some fruit, but the fruit is getting sun damaged, so I'll need to come and rip them off before they start molding and attracting bad stuff to the plants. But yeah, it's got a bit of fruit on them, which is good, but very slow season. Got more chili over here, more chili plants. I'm not expecting much. I just planted everything out that I received. My loofah hasn't grown much at all. Still got the 2 fruit. It hasn't done much growing. They like hot weather and we haven't had much of it. And I planted some snake beans along the trellis here. So I'm hoping they take off a little bit and we get some beans. The pears are doing well. There you can see there. And also on this tree here, there's plenty of pears, but didn't get any apples from this tree this year. They just all got damaged by codling moth or by birds and probably the possums and rats, and nothing really pollinated either with the weird weather we had during the spring. But that's okay, we'll just wait till next year. This here is my second butternut pumpkin vine. You can see the leaves are tiny, but I just gave it a bit of a fertilize a couple of days ago, and so it's got some new growth and some flowers that are going to open up soon, but it hasn't got any fruit on it. Same with this Rondinese zucchini. I've had a couple fruit on it. It's got one probably on it at the bottom there, but a lot that hasn't been pollinated. Not many flowers. Heaps of chamomile this year. I need to come and cut off some of the fresh flowers and preserve them up for tea. Tomatoes have been terrible. Everyone in Melbourne has been saying how terrible their tomatoes have grown, and yeah, they've been terrible. So I'll probably rip them out when I rip out the cucumbers, and we'll get this bed ready for the winter crops. I've got a whole bunch of basil seedlings too. These are actually relatively healthy, different varieties. So yeah, I can go to harvest some basil, which I didn't grow much of it either, but it hasn't done very well because of the cool weather. And some more chilies just there. So that's a bit of an overview of the garden, what it's looking like at the moment. I know it's been 2 weeks since my last video, and that one was just planting out some winter seeds, so it's been a while since you've seen the garden. But let's go and I'll show you what the seeds look like. I made this little makeshift bird bath just of like a chimenea chute, and it looks like an old light fitting or light base or something that we just got from a recycling shop, and I filled it with water last night, and you can see that the birds have been splashing around, or maybe the dogs, I don't know, but the birds do use it. There's some feathers in there, so look after the birds and the insects and the wildlife on really hot days. So here we got the seedlings. I protect them with some covers because they're brassica seedlings, and the white cabbage moth will lay their eggs on the seedlings and they'll be all gone, so we don't want that. Hey bud, don't eat them please. Got the kohlrabi, celery. Celery was a bit late to germinate, but it's germinated perfectly. Kale and silver. You can see some of them are getting their true leaves, so they're ready to go out, but that'll be either next week's job when the weather cools down a little bit. Let's put this back on. In this one, puppies, thank you. Heaps of broccoli seedlings. See true leaves again. Cauliflowers. And they're getting a bit jumbled here, but there's cabbage too. Good girl. And then in the last one here, mesclun mix, so the lettuce mix, snow peas, they're ready to go out, beetroot, and baby's breath, the flowers. So everything has germinated. All those rows that we did, all germinated and just waiting to go out into the garden. Almond tree is losing its leaves, so it's a sign that summer is over and autumn is upon us. So thanks guys for watching this video. I know that my content has been lacking lately, but that's fine. Life goes on. If you have any ideas for what you want to see in my videos, just leave it in a comment below. It is coming into the winter season, so the garden won't be as growing as much, and there won't be as much to see and show in the garden. But if you want to see anything else, let me know. And yeah, so thanks for watching, and if you could like, share my video and subscribe. If you want to be notified when I post a video, if you're really keen, click the little bell notification button. And yeah, so I'll see you next time guys. Have a good day, enjoy the weather, and yeah, bye.